In this lesson, we're going to discuss using the mass void tools. And the void tools allow us to subtract from our mass solid elements. And what I have here on screen is just a rectangle that I've extruded. If I go to my elevation views, you can see I have 3 levels. Now the first thing I want to do is make an extrusion that goes all the way through the center of my building. So I'm going to go to select the building and then edit. Then I'm going to go void form and void extrusion. I'm then going to go ahead and sketch a rectangle. And I can add some dimensions that will help me locate this a little better. And I can now go in and modify those values to change the location of my void. I can then finish the sketch, go to a 3D view, and you can see that this is not, there you go. You can see that my mass void extrude has created an opening. Now the next thing I want to create is a void blend. And I'm going to begin by creating some reference planes that I'm going to turn into work planes. And I'm just placing them at random. And I'm going to align these reference planes with the opening or edge of my mass. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lock these reference planes to that alignment point so that if I do change the location of the reference plane, that opening will change as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a couple dimensions. I'm then going to go ahead and name these reference planes so that they do become work planes. Because this is the interior and it's south, call that interior south. Call this middle one mid south, and I'll call this exterior one exterior south. I'm now going to switch to my south elevation, and I'm going to go void form, void blend. I'm going to pick a work plane, and I want to start with the interior south work plane. I'm going to go ahead and turn on work plane visibility. And then I'm just going to zoom in on an area. I'm now actually going to close all windows except for what I have open and open up a 3D view. And then I'm going to tile these so we can see what I'm doing a little better. And I'm going to go ahead and start my void blend. And I'm just going to go ahead and set my work plane. And my work plane will be the interior south. And I'm going to go ahead and turn visibility on in this view. And I can go ahead and start my sketch. I'm just drawing in something rough. I'm going to go ahead and lock that dimension. I'm then going to go edit the top. I'm just going to pick an unusual shape. I want that to be a little smaller. There we go. And then we can see how the vertex connection is. I can zoom over here, you can see a little better. If you notice that my void blend is actually going in the wrong direction, and I'm actually not concerned about that because I am going to align this exterior portion that's in my interior shell to my mid reference plane, work plane. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the sketch. I'm going to go ahead and open up my level 1 plan. I'm going to zoom in here, and then I'm going to pick my align tool. I want to align, and then there we have my void. So we'll go back to my 3D view, and you can see the void. But I want to continue this void, and what I want to do now is take the void from where it's at and bring it all the way to the exterior. So what I'll do again is start my void blend. And I'm going to set my work plane. And this time I want my work plane to be the mid south. And I'll tell it OK. And we'll go to my south view again. Actually, we want to do this in a 3D so we can see. And we're going to turn on our work plane again. And I want to keep my existing geometry that I have there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my line tool, and I'm going to pick my line. So I'm just going to pick. And that's my geometry. For my base, I'm going to go to my top. Oh, now see, what I've done here is I have this bottom line picked, which I can't have selected. So I have to manually draw that. And now I can go to edit my base. And for my base, I want to actually use the same geometry again. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'll just add this one particular line. And I finished adding in. Again, my extrusion or my blend is going in the wrong direction, but I'm not particularly concerned about it because I will align again. So I'm going to finish my sketch. I'm going to go to my level 1 plan. And again, I'm going to use my align tool. Go to my 3D view. And then I can go ahead and get you a little better representation. Now the one problem with the blend tool is that you can only have 2 profiles. You have a top and a base. So to create this type of blend, you actually have to use 2 blends. For the first portion, one for the second portion. And if you needed to go